I've been thinking a lot lately. In my opinion, the 90s were the best generation ever. Now, I was born in 1999, so I don't really remember it much, but what I studied and what I look at, and me being a big fan of 90s music of all types, and, except for a couple exceptions, I guess, and me watching a bunch of 90s TV shows, and me liking the spirit of the 90s, we need to bring that back. I was watching a Nirvana video, and I went down to the comment section, and one of the comments said basically, the 90s were the 60s upside down. And it was, if you think about it. Because, like the 60s, the 90s had its own movement. But it wasn't really the hippie dream, I suppose. They wanted peace and love like their parents did, yes, or their grandparents did, yes. But they also want people to stop labeling each other, man. I mean, we're not white, we're not black, we're not Asian, we're people, man. We're people. And that's what the 90s was all about. Don't put us in the box. We don't want to be put in the box anymore. So what I'm saying is, guys, sadly, we can't bring back the 90s. That's impossible. And trust me, if I could, I would. But what we can do and what we can bring back is the spirit of the 90s. We can bring back the spirit of the 1990s. And how can we do this, you may ask? Well, I have a couple ideas. One, we have to bring down the music energy. Because we can bring in actual talent. What can bring back that spirit? We need actual anti-establishment bands from any genre. But mostly from the heavier, I oppose, grungier side of things and punkier side of things. And like I said in my last video, what they call grunge, they're going to name it something else, but it will still bring back the spirit of what we want. Secondly, what we need to do, like I said before, not so long ago, we need to destroy all labels. Man, we just have to be ourselves. Be people. We're organisms, humans. That's what we need to do, man. If somebody says to you, you're white or you're black, you have to say, nope, I'm a human. We're all humans. That's how we can end racism. I personally believe that. Some may disagree with me, and that's fine, but that's how I think we can end this. Racism, sexism, whatever. We need to lose the labels. Third of all, and this is probably the most important one. Important. We need to demand more. I guess this sort of goes back to the radio, but it also involves TV and news. We need to demand more quality entertainment. We also need to ask for the news to give different opinions, to not just to push their own agendas, but to give different opinions and see what one you agree with or you don't agree at all. That's what we need to do, man. But going back to quality entertainment a little bit, we need to ask for quality entertainment. And I'm making this YouTube show called Debbie, and I'm actually trying to make quality entertainment. Sure, it's not actually animated, and it's gonna be a little bit cheap. But you know what? I'm gonna make up for it for good characters and good stories. That's what we need. Quality over quantity. Second of all, smaller government. Because we can be human beings. I mean, not second of all, third of all. And fifth of all, I'm a really important one. We need to tell ourselves human beings are the bigger power. That's what the 90s are all about, man. So these are how we can bring back the spirit of the 90s. Sadly, we can't bring it back fully. And heck, it may even come out a little bit different. But you know what? We can bring back the spirit of the 1990s. We can. Sadly, I can't read you guys' comments in the comment section. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go to my session. Go to the session page and type in what you think. And be honest, if you disagree, you disagree, and that's fine. And I would love to hear your guys' opinions either way. But I just wanted to know. So we need to break down the music industry. We need to stop labeling ourselves. We need to have more quality content. And we need to have the news media have more different opinions and not just trying to push their agendas. Smaller government, and some of these may be impossible, I know. But if you truly want to bring back the spirit of the 90s, stand with me. I may not be a Generation Xer, but you know what? I await to Generation X. And if any of your Generation Xers are listening to me right now, I await to you people. I love you people. Generation X, I stand by you. And I'm gonna end a quote, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end a quote. I'm gonna end this with a quote.
You've said that a million times.
Sorry. Of Kurt Cobain. And it's actually one of the suicide note. Now, why am I in one of the suicide note, you may ask? Because I think when Kurt Cobain died, that was truly the end of the 90s. It's better to burn out. It's better to burn out and to fade away. But you know what? Sometimes we just need to light that candle, and I'm gonna add to this. Sometimes we need to light that candle just a little bit more, because at least the spirit stays alive. Rest in peace, the 90s. Rest in peace, Kurt Cobain. And the spirit, stay with us.